Just one step and I leave him dead. Hey.
Gamers are here. Hold on, let me close these. They updated fucking Opera, so now closing shit gives you a little extra whatever it is, like uh sound effects or whatever, which is I feel is unnecessary, but hey, do you know what? I don't work for the company. They're doing their best to keep whoever they need on the on the UI team, so who am I to judge, I guess. But I'm here. I did not expect to be here. I'm not gonna lie. The migraine I had, actually, I did recover. Surprisingly enough, after that bit, uh, or not that bit, a bit of sleep, cold water. But we're here. We got Pokemon. It probably would have been something a little different, but that migraine just kind of took me out and just had that shit kind of pushed back. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna be doing whatever it is, Pokemon right now. That's what that gave it. Let me also. It's kind of weird that I. Just there we go. Boom. Lock those in place. Alright, continue. The 31st. We are back. It does feel a little weird that I have this in the corner, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. Good morning, class. That's better now. We've got gotten everyone so excited. I haven't seen this much movement in the student body since before the elections.
The Millennium Drop preliminaries are this Wednesday, Professor. We're all getting our contest routines ready for that.
The Millennium Drop. Yes, I think I remember Instructor Moran saying something about that. Contests. I'm afraid I've never got out of the hang of them. Subjective metrics like style or appeal, it's much easier to tell if you've won a Pokemon battle. After all, if you're winning, your opponent's Pokemon was knocked out, and if you're losing, yours was knocked out.
That's true, but if you can tell, if you're winning a contest, well, if the crowd cheers for you, or if the judges are whispering to each other while pointing at you, then you know you're outstanding.
Of course, I'm certain there's a science to it. I simply haven't figured it out yet. Please do not mistake my confusion for dismissal, though. Why as a much younger man, I had a friend quite excel at contests. She told me, what? As a much younger man, I had a friend who quite excelled at contests. She told me a bit about it at the time, but my memory is a bit fleeting. If it helps at all, I believe I may be able to share some choice information about the Millennium Drop.
Something we don't know.
I imagine so. It seems to have only just occurred to Instructor Waters or Champion Wallace.
Never mind, if it's his idea, I don't care.
Right, well, that being the case, I believe that the number of one performer across all rounds of the Millennium Drop preliminaries will earn a special prize. This prize is none other than a exceedingly rare Phoebus. The offspring, I believe this is the very own Milotech champion level. What the fuck? Where Phoebus. That would be kind of geeked. Yes, I imagine that might get you interested as well, as always. As I always say, Kobokan is the best place in the world to form connections, to shake hands, and to make memories with the greatest Pokemon in the world. That being said, we have a test to prepare for later today, so I'd like to get started on our lecture. That being said, we have a test to prepare for later today, so I'd like to get started on the lecture. Sounds like his eyes towards a heavily taped copy of Teaching for Geniuses. Yes, here we go. Right, I'm going to draw a personal connection between you and the learning material and something that interests you. This will be intangible, or this will enable you to associate information with emotion, which helps you recall.
He's got the spirit.
Some moves are not particularly useful in battle. In battle may be what the fuck? Are particularly useful in battle. Some moves are not particularly useful in battle. May have new uses in contests. Synchronize, for example, is a move that of this rare usage. I don't know why, but that fucking whole sentence like threw me off for a bit. It is a psychic move at 120 BP. This is considered, but it comes with a significant drawback. It only affects Pokemon that share at least one type with the user. Given its psychic type move, learned primarily by psychic types, one can only use. One can see the issue here. It doesn't much matter how powerful it is if you be hitting more than often not an enemy psychic type for half the damage. Given these circumstances, many would say the Taylor move of the psychic type psychic is better in every feasible circumstance. Actually, come to think of it, Umbreon is capable of learning this move. A dark type Pokemon who, under normal circumstances, cannot make a use of synchronize whatsoever. In contrast, however, synchronize is a clever move that which allows you to stay in the back of performance during the next round of avoiding any issues that may arise from being disrupted by your fellow performers. Of course, my job is to teach you about the synchronicities and interactions of battle, not contests. If you have any interest in that latter, I suggest Instructor Wallace or Instructus Fantinia's electives. I seem to recall my friend had a sister that seemed to be draw coordinators to her as well, although the name escapes me at the moment. Moving on then, how about we possibly make synchronize useful? Well, there's a variety of different ways. The percentage of psychic type in synchronize and hitting an enemy psychic type for half the damage is not only accessible to you. There are several non-psychic Pokemon which access and synchronize, including every one of the so-called evolutions. This is because of the great versatility of EV and is emblematic of normal types in general. Other non-psychic users of synchronize include Psyduck, Chatot, and Whimsmer line. Whimsmer's line, indeed, is learnable by many Pokemon that have the ability to utilize sound as an offensive capability. That being said, synchronize is not in actuality a base sound move, a sound-based move, despite the world noise being in it. Terribly confusing, I know, as it is attacks through the psychic link between two Pokemon or of corresponding types, and not by moving air through sound waves, an argument that could be made by pedants who classify it. Not that I am one to talk when it comes to accusing others of pedantry. Why I once debated tomato berry was a fruit or a vegetable for several hours with my college girlfriend, which are, as you know, I was in the wrong. Let's move on. So I've now established that synchronize can be used by non-psychic types, as which is established by that it can be used against non-psychic types, and it's worth mentioning it can be all adjacent Pokemon with both foes and allies. You can control the team by you bringing it out. My bad. The team you bring to the bout. You can control the Pokemon you give synchronize to. However, you cannot control the Pokemon your opponent brings to the match. What if all this? What after all this? There's still no way to make way synchronize, deal even a single point of damage. That can't be right. Wait, class is over?
Yeah, come on, grab your bag.
It was so fast. I'm actually lectured the whole time, and it didn't feel
Exhausting.
I mean, I never had a problem with his lessons, but I guess when he's teaching us relevant material or stuff that we didn't know, class actually does go by faster.
Well, he's Oh, he's hit bare minimum. Man's on rocket ship. No one asked you, Melody. What? What's your beef? Are you so mad about last Wednesday? Get over it, Clara's told me plenty about you. Oh, her. Yeah, okay, that's fine, sure, Clara. Gently disappointed in you. What does she mean by that? Well, to be fair, I also... Yeah, bad vibe Clara, but she just likes me very much. Well, I'll finish the section. Oh. Well, I'll finish the next lecture before the quiz later today. I'll see you then. Boy. Oh, and she's in water. Fuck. Fuck me. Brother. If I do another playthrough, it's gonna be fucking rough. This is dark, or is it dragon? I think it's dark. Ooh. What ice class? Okay, I don't know what that is. General studies. All right, the advancement. We'll try. God damn. I want to load. I should have done this earlier, but I should have saved earlier. That's why I should have done. Skip. Ice. I'm just gonna get this over. It's just. Yes. I was on level 26. I was a little higher than that, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember these two being part of my repertoire. Double kick, goddamn. I think I just had the most luck with my Ninetales. Fuck. I think it's over.
I can win this. It's just a matter of fucking hitting. Fuck. I will overcome. Fuck, I should've overfilled a little bit. No, I'm not done. It ain't over. Fuck. It's really so close. Fuck. Fuck. I should just get on. Oh, that was it. That was it. But I fucked it up. I should just got. I tried to aura veil again, but I shouldn't have. I should have just kept on brute forcing it. That's fine. There we go. Push through, okay. Took a couple reloads, but fuck it. Here I break the rules. I master time and space. Well done, Popsicle. Oh, Miss Melanie, don't cry. Since you beat my be an ice type to be an ice type in a Pokemon that ice types do well against, they don't. And when they don't do well against, I can move you up a level. And even then, even further from my grasp. But I'll keep you here for future exams. I'll be there. I'm using 3 Pokemon and I'll stop you from advancing then. Soul Freeze Ice Shard, but... Oh, leaving already? I don't want to. Melanie's the best, Pokemon professor in here. Edmund. Yeah? Do you know where Bruna and Alder are? Class is starting in 3 minutes. They should usually be here before us. Sorry, I've got no idea. Maybe Whitney will know. She knows most of the gossip around here. I'm not sure if I want to talk with her. Huh? Why? She makes me uncomfortable. Well, if you're saying, I mean, I was flattered the first time she made an outfit for me, but she keeps making all these really girly outfits for me, and I don't really feel like I'm being a poor sport if I don't wear them in our fairy class. I know I'm small, but I'm trying to bulk up, and all those ribbons are, I mean, they're not stopping me. They're pretty demoralizing, though. For every drowning man, there's a man parched. Or for every drowning man, there's a man parched. Sorry. So am I. Yeah, sorry, you had to hear. You didn't need to hear that. I'm going to try to get some triple battle running before the teacher arrives. Triple battles? Yeah, last week was double battles, so I think we're probably doing triple battles this week. If you're following the same schedule we did from the start of this year. That's what I guess anyway. Don't put money on me though. I'll let you back. I'll let you back to waiting. Alright, good luck. There's the Elite Four, Bruno. Why didn't I know him before? He's pretty recognizable, so. Oh, come on, what the hell is this? As soon as gym class will now commence. Why are you whispering? What is happening? It is the beautiful star. It's snapped out from the sky. I never thought I'd be unhappy to see a guy with a long coat, but I fear Sir Bruno's left us instead of something else. In spite of the general consensus that Bruno's new shirt appearance is deeply unsettling, no one seems willing to mention it to him. Please settle down. Is Adler not here? He is not on campus. This is concerning. Please allow me to make a phone call real quick. Bruno takes that ancient-looking flip phone with a great precision and punches in some numbers with his massive fingers dwarfing the tiny cell phone in his palm. Adler, what's your location? Unova. Recalling a meeting with champions in Castella? I understand. You need to accompany Champion Blanc. That being said, you know you're required to submit PTO requests for such things. You cannot drop an edited calendar on the Dean Ryan's mailbox. You must submit a PTO request though the instructor portal or the safe website. I hate fucking using portals, man. Of course, we have a website. I traded at the top of a mountain under waterfalls in rural Kanto for 10 years.
There's no reason you shouldn't be struggling with it more than I. Apologies, champion. My temper is getting the better of me. I must meditate to retune myself. You don't need to apologize, my friend. I would not resent a cast of Castelia cones. Goodbye. Wrinkles his spine out a deep sigh. It seems for the next week I will be the only instructor in this class. This is fine. Students sit down, cross-legged. I will begin the lecture and focus one's composure so that you cannot be thrown off for battle. Discipline is the key of life. Motivation is a weak substitute for discipline. Duty is the weaker substitute for discipline. You must ensure that once you have a plan that you follow it through to the very end. There's no plan that ends benefiting through the altering. That's not only demonstrably untrue, but also awful advice. I think I know why I'm listening his lectures now. I apologize for this hyperbole. That is not what I mean to say, rather I was trying to convey the idea of sticking to one strategy is a key part of succeeding in the use of this strategy. Forethought is valuable martial, but I believe it's better to defeating the past eye. That makes no sense. Allow me to restart. The battle with 6 Pokemon, you must learn to win with 1. Battle is won on the back of the battles you do not partake in. Bruno is incredibly wise. No, I'm afraid that was nonsense. I have many talents, not public speaking is one. I have found myself entirely out of my depth here, however, I believe I know how to address this. I will call another professor to co-run this class for me for the rest of the week. For the rest of today's lesson, though, I ask you to simply battle amongst yourselves. I will assign partners as customary, and then I'm going to stop talking. My throat is sore. And your partner will be Clara. Trouble battle, please. I mean, it's been so long. Not really, but good to see you two again. Thanks for being cool about, our day ending. Oh, what? Don't be silly, Edmund. I wouldn't hold that against you. I mean, you said no, and I totally respect that. What kind of a desperate loser would keep trying if I said no? Oh, well. Now we'll battle. The Millennium Drop battle is a perfect partner for the Millennium Drop. I'm not sure even if I'll going to join it yet. Anyway, as a battle going to prove that you're a good contest partner. You'll see, just keep your eyes open. What the fuck is that slowpoke? Or a veil. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I hit bag there on accident. Okay. I don't think I've heard this song before, but I'm kind of glad that we got some new music going. Oh, I didn't realize Calder was fucking taking so much damage. Who wants to learn Slash?
Swift. We don't need Slash. Forget Slash. Metal Claw. Doo-doo-doo. Well, you got one, I'll give you that. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. She did not enjoy. Wow, you're incredibly strong. Such a strong father and such an amazing coordinator. You really are the perfect guy, huh? I can't believe I found you first. Clara, I've literally never done a contest before in my life. Don't gas me up like that. Look at a big head. I can just tell when someone has what they need to make it big as a coordinator. And I can tell, be honest, that you do. I'd really be... It really would be a big waste if you didn't take advantage of that. You might regret not making the most of your time in CopaCon even. You really want me to do this, huh? I want to watch you become the world contest champion one day, Edmund. Why would it... why should it always be honing you? I bet you could do it without even trying. Geez, that's embarrassing. But thanks, I appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'm going to participate, but your faith means a lot. Right, of course. Well, when you decide just to pick me as a partner and everything will be fine, okay? We'll get those scholarships. Trust me, you'll have a good time with me as your partner. Hey, what's wrong? Why aren't you agreeing? Sorry, I kind of spaced out. It's a small thing, but I'm a bit confused about your team. You're in the bug and water electives, right? Yeppers. Okay, so all your Pokemon are bug and water type except for Slowpoke. It evolves into poison type, and when your Scorpio evolves, it will be a poison type. But it won't be a bug anymore. Kind of think of it more, your team is... Edmund, Earth Edmund, what's wrong with you? Probably I wrong about? Slowpoke is water psychic type, cutie. You should know that. You're from Kanto where they are. Sorry, but I don't really want to argue with you, but you have a Galarian Slowpoke. They're pure psychic type. Oh, I can't think. I know why you can't think of that, but because they don't spend much time near water, they're not. They're actually... Clara. There's... What the fuck is going on? What is triggering my protag? They're psychic type. They can evolve into Galarian Slowbro or Galarian Slowking, which are both psychic and poison. I promise you, I know this. Oh. You're right. You're so right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied. I just didn't want to... I don't think I use poison types. Why? What's wrong with them? Nothing, of course, but it's so sad. I just had such a sad story about loving poison types. I'm sorry. I don't think I can get into it. It hurts too much. I'll tell you when we're teaming with a name drop, okay? I'm looking forward to telling you, actually. You might be really the one who can heal my aching heart. You won't leave your best friend hanging, right? You're better than that, no matter what Leaf said.
what Lee said. Did she? No, she's gaslighting so fucking hard, bro. Oh my god. It's new outfit, isn't it? Understood. Tomorrow things will go back to normal. I will be my regular attire, and there will be second instructor to handle the lion's share of talking. Who the fuck? Dr. Nakamura, thank you for coming. Bruno, it's been quite a while since you called me. Another this is Dr. Nakamura business. Rowan is fine. There's no man worth the time to take say his title. The blessed ear doctor says I'm half deaf already, so I don't want to hear have my ears filled with anything that wastes my time. And speak up. Yes, Rowan. Feelings I want to discuss with you. Excuse me. Hiccups. I need some water. Hold on. I noticed that they definitely will need to fix, but don't worry, these skills will be right as rain by the next end of the week. That being said, very admirable for Adler to leave without warning us. That's not how champions should bandy about. Champion Cynthia would certainly never do such thing. Well, it's no matter. It's been a while since I've been able to flex these old bones in gym class. Makes me feel young again. How long was it? Is it that you took my job? 10 years, I believe. Oh, that's right. Yes, I believe I taught Champion Cynthia in the last year gym class instructor. Oh, what? Not much reason to stick around now. This may surprise you, Rowan. I'm sure you even noticed out your homeroom, but your students are remarkably strong. Adler is keeping so special on Don, Edmund, and Wally. I said, Bruno, why on earth would you tell me that? We have time to burn. I don't give a bleeding badoo if Adler's keeping on. I got my eyes on my own, don't I? Keeping an eye on these students to make sure that they're living up to the Copacon standard. If there are any ones who stand out to me, I'll ensure they're fairly rewarded. And if you do not live up to the Academy standards, I will let them know in short order. Until I see their performances with my own eyes, though, they're all the same students. Now, on a different matter, why are you wearing a shirt? Which Pokemon do you think you'll be using the Millennium Drop, Bren? Or no, wait, fuck. That's Bren's voice. Which Pokemon do you think you'll be using in the Millennium Drop, then? It's gotta be Wilmer. It's the one that makes sense. He's from Hoenn, and he's a water type, and he's so cute. You think those attributes will help? Totally. The Millennium Drop is based on Hoenn Festival, so the audience is going to want to see Hoenn Pokemon. There's our water type specialist and then ghost type specialist, along with a flying type specialist. So the audience is going to want to see a ghost, water, and flying type. Finally, water as a type associated with cute and beautiful contest types. So the audience is going to want to see more of that. So appealing to the audience is a necessary part of the performance as well. Always is. But here in Copacon, they're actually given points based on how popular your Pokemon is with the audience. I suppose that means this is what me and my dear Rhyhorn's time to shine then. Don't worry, Rhyhorn. Ilarion won the 02 Meteor Earth Rock Rumpus. There's competition for every type of Pokemon. You'll get your chance one day. Seems like the audience is looking for some specific type of Pokemon. I think you're cute. To view a Pokemon's contest traits, look them up in a mental Pokedex. Every species has a different one once they evolve. Beedrill. But then why is my Ninetales? Why does my Ninetales look different? I do not understand. Miyango's actually doing really well. She's at 72. Negative 212. Medical table. Melody. Just join in the conversation. Do I wanna? I kinda wanna do water, but I think that's for another playthrough. You watched my last battle on TV, did you? I thought about letting the guy get past me, but just to be clear, I used ice types. Would have been fun to give Lance another ulcer. But I'm not going to sabotage my record out of spite. Let's be real. Our beloved champion would have crushed the guy regardless. And you're wondering how my Weevil used Flamethrower? Simple answer, he didn't. I used my Zorak using Illusion ability. Zorak enters the battle disguised as the last Pokemon in your party. Illusion only shatters if Zorak gets hit, which Blizzard Doofus never managed to do. Keep that in mind when, even though Zorak looks different, its stats stay the same. Mimicking a Steelix won't give it the sky-high differences. The real power of Illusion is the element of surprise. Even if you announce that you're using Zorak, they'll never know exactly when. Karen leaves it up to your students' imagination whether Zorak could impersonate one of them. Right, let's get into the lecture. This exam should not take long. I gotta save. Just in case it's... who could provide a quick summary of what we learned in that session? You're telling us on how to make synchronized. Synchronize useful even if our opponents do not have any Pokemon of the same type. Yes, very good. It's quite simple. The change of the opponent type. There are various moves and abilities that do such things. As you may remember from the camouflage test last week, some Pokemon like Frogadier or Scourge Bunny are capable of changing their own types based on the moves they use. If they're able to lure Pokemon into using a move that puts you in an advantageous position or following up, you may find their fear spell suboptimal or out of fear. What you could do in retaliation, you could also hit a Pokemon with a color change with a move that you can follow up with super effective, or in our specific case of synchronize effectively. Oh yes, one must also not forget that you can forcibly change an opponent's type through the usage of your own moves. Soak makes an opponent pure water type likely to deny them usage of their own powerful same move type. Trigger, Treat, and Forest Cure are able to confer a grass type onto a foe respectively. Yes, Upper, thank you for raising your hand. What about if Pokemon already... What if Pokemon already has 2 types? It's quite simple, they gain a 3rd type. Well, they can do that. Now it's worth mentioning that the fact that those 2 moves are mutually exclusive, you cannot add a 4th type to the Pokemon both usage. Did I read that right? A 4th type to a Pokemon using both. That there may be other ways to do if you are so inclined. Of course, my coworkers have created various other moves that enable the change of types. Instructor Byron, for one, teaches his students the move Mentalize, which adds Steel type to any Pokemon type, including Pokemon that are already Steel type. Instructor Lenore, for her part, teaches Simple World move that causes all grounded Pokemon to become pure normal types for 5 standard turns. Though I want to be tested, this class is meant to prepare you for the sorts of challenges you'll face in the realm of theory. And Copcon education is not within theory repertoire. That being said, it's still something to be aware of during the battle, classmates. Right, with that out of the way, let's begin your exam. The last piece of information you should be aware is that all your foes are equipped with Hyper Beam. Let us save. I'm safe scumming a lot, but I kind of need it. As such, you have what to do so. You should, you wish, before they recharge and fire again, make use of that time. As always, this will be graded. Alright, accuracy. It's only 40 damage. I can't quite. Rain Dance. So what if I have to back? I'm alive? Oh, Golduck.
Wait, what am I? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I kind of fucked up, but
well done. Melody, you have a question? Wow, rude. In your own words, what's the point of these situations that we'll never be able to be in? Like, wouldn't our time be better spent memorizing the types of stats a Pokemon and ones will actual battle? Wait, that's actually a good question. That is a very insightful question, Melody. I can give you two answers. The first is quite simply that the school has done for centuries to great effect. Really hope the second answer is better than the first one. The second, the second answer is the curriculum needs to change with the reality of the trainers nowadays. In my youth, memorization was a valid strategy and a way to secure victory. And modern every trainer is carrying around a Pokedex. There's no point in memorizing something that's only a second or two from being read out to you digitally. As such, it makes sense for Kobokon's test to train your ability to strategize and think creatively and utilize information that you no longer need to memorize. Admittedly, it's unlikely you'll ever be in a situation where synchronize is the only way to an impossible. But it is very possible you will be in a position where you will unlikely use it at an unlikely time. Can propel you in unlikely heights as neural fails. These tests forge a reinforceable help then. Melody, what was your answer to your satisfaction? I'm still here in my uniform with my one in my pocket, reading between the lines. Become a teacher. I thought it's easy. I thought Kobakon the perfect place to test my theories. I thought Reddit class dismissed. Well done.
poor guy. Go to the city. Gamble Bell. I'm sorry, it's gotta be done. Boom. Oh. Icy wind. Alright, 2 grand, easy. Is there... No, there's no... Okay, he threw up some stones. I mean, you go back to the near that runs into you. Finally, we've been waiting for ages. What did I miss? Did you forget about game night? I'll be honest, after that one time we played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as a dorm, then never played it again, I kind of figured it, you know, it was canceled. No, we just had some scheduling issues. Every group has them. Only quit is that something small, like having to cancel a game 4 times in row derail a good campaign. There's a good, there's a termination, and then there's whatever Blue's got. Denial. If you two are done yapping, I'd like to get started. Today's session is pretty different since everyone's been talking about contests and junk. I figured I should put a contest in the campaign. For statistical accuracy, of course, apparently the ancient Hellenans have been doing it for centuries. Guess that's why the best battlers and some male model who whipped out after like 2 weeks. Sorry, you said you're going to DM a contest? Well, yeah, what about it? Excuse me. I felt like a hiccup and a burp at the same time. Holy shit. What a weird feeling. You just been going on and on about them, so I thought, I don't know, I'd put one in the campaign. I'm trying to pretend to be interested in whatever stuff you're interested in. Thank you, Blue. Whatever. And are you gonna join us? Yeah. Alright, let's get started. So you probably want some kind of narrative justification for this or something. How about a spaceship crash landed on the planet and the only communication is through medium of contest? This is fantasy, not sci-fi. It could be both. No, it can't. Oh, did you just agree with me? I'm not going to disagree with you. You're objectively right. Bizarro world to Ethan, beaming it up for pickup. You're gone off the path. Alright, I know the story. Basically, after making it out, the basement of the giant monstrous beast, the townspeople think that you're the one who unleashed the monster in the town. In order to prove your innocence, you need to show off your Pokemon skills in a contest or something. That's basically just my spaceship crash landed idea, but with peasants instead of aliens. Whatever, princess. This is weird enough for me to stop getting on my ass about this. The peasants are pretty much familiar with the normal grass and bug type. Ew, bug type. They're Cantonian peasants, so they'll want to see more Pokemon from Kanto. Like Bolt? Nah, you're Ratsu Univin. No one in Pallet would have any idea what it is.
Peloton is sheltered, not brain dead. Well, clearly it's so Pikachu. Finally, the peasants will be very impressed by a Pokemon with that are clever looking or tough. Brains and brawn will get them through. You're basing this off Kobo contest rules? So what? The only ones I know. You didn't know any contest rules a couple weeks ago. Let's just get started. I'm not going to give a big tutorial. Let's just figure it out as you go. Hold on, there's something everyone should really know before we begin. Yeah. At the end of round 5, however, many points you earned then double at round 10. The point you earned will be tripled. That's the best time for a big combo. There's about stab moves here as well, isn't there? Oh yes, there's if you stab move that you get energy, which we can figure that as we go. We don't want to sit around and tutorialize everything forever. Do you want to get into it? Jeez, you're so pushy. Look, if you need a refresher at the contest, just click the contest help button for the main screen. What? There's nothing like that here. Well, not yet. Whatever, let's just get on with it. The peasants are revolting. They're not happy about it either. Words and weapons won't work here. With a such and cool contest performance, you can possibly soothe their aggravated hearts. Let's see what the judges will see about today. Wait, the judges are ready. And the crowds are ready to go. Let's see the performers. Alright. He's just copying with the Ninetales. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, our performers are. Oh, I guess it's not Gary. I thought it was. What will you do in the following round? Perform. Oh. The dog an emotional waterfall admin performs as called or uses Oravale. Then your feet firmly raises a fist to the crowd. Yellow performs as Rattata uses bite. Look at Yellow pulling off the routine so flawlessly. There's something to be said about it, simple folks. I feel like they need to work on that feet plant firmly type shit. Or that like phrase. I feel like I just seen that like my eyes just kind of glaze over. What does the judges keep an eye on these now? Wing attack from Gary. I'm kind of just like skimming over it because it's kind of just like whatever. I'm not gonna lie. Marvelous, 2 rounds await. What will we do in the following round? Cool, tough, and beautiful. Just seem impressed. Okay. She uses a Rattata or a Veil. Can I save right now? I cannot save in the middle contest. Round 3. I just probably should have kept the. Oh, -2. Alright, they're not too enthused about my snow run. Perform. We perform Metal Claw. The judges like just swap out mid. Oh wait, they're what? Log. Switch. I think I'm last. What do they say about the Absol? The crowd isn't too enthused, but you know what? It's whatever.
Ooh, that razor wind helped out a lot. Holy shit. No, fuck. Okay. Okay, crowd's fickle. Uh... Ah, fuck. She... Okay, so when you capitalize on... When you capitalize on the star system, then that's when you get like that big like bonus. I see, okay. OBS is connected. Oh no. Is everything alright? Well... Hello, chat? Is everything alright? For whatever reason, my OBS just fucking lost connection there. Hello? Is everything alright? Fugi working, everything alright? Also, thank you for the like. I see that as I'm going through my OBS and YouTube stuff. Thank you. I always appreciate it. Means a lot. Alright. Okay, I think everything's fine. Alright. I am not doing so hot in the contest region, I'm not gonna lie. But... Wait, what? So... After that one, it's gonna... I wish I could see the... I wish I could like click on this and it'd like pop out. Which, contest guy is, because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wasn't paying attention to what the dark red one was. What do I need? What would be a good one to capitalize off of? Mainly cool. Oh, dark red's cool. Okay. Thank you, color coordination. So if I... Cool. I will switch. Perform. Electro ball. Okay. Yoda's at. But I'm also kind of hoping... Oh, he didn't do a cute move, fuck. Okay, Gary capitalized on cute. Okay, but it's clever, fuck. Okay. So it didn't rotate. It just went from... Or did I misread that chart?
Yeah, I kind of threw that round right there. Okay. Okay, Calder. We need you to bring it home, hopefully. Fuck, let me just capitalize. Let me capitalize on the beautiful contest judge. Please. Okay, good. Goated. Alright. $51.51. Reach a decision. Let's check with the audience. Oh, audience. Negative 10. The audience did not. The audience did not like me. Holy shit. Okay, let's just tally it, please. 168 overall. Contest winner, yellow. Look at, yeah, yellow, you won. I knew you would, of course. I didn't say you'd be a good coordinator. Well, keep that in mind. The actual contests involve a little more actual moving and performing. It's good to get the theory down like this. Only actual practice can get you better. Still, it was really fun. Thank you, Blue. Your coordinating knowledge went up by 10. Well, yeah, I'm glad you had fun. I didn't like it. Next Monday we're doing battling again. We should probably listen to Leave, Yellow. She doesn't say much smart stuff, but she doesn't say much smart stuff, so it's wasted to ignore what she does. Next time we battle, fancy rock or not, I'm turning him into a pancake. Mark my words. Alright, I should text someone before I go to bed. Text on. Oh, what? Thus I write these words in steel or anything I cannot sentimental, it cannot be trusted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It makes sense now. Oh my gosh, that's what he meant. That's why he wrote in metal. Oh my gosh. I did not see that coming, but in hindsight it's so obvious. So obvious I cannot believe it. He truly did say it. Well, yeah, you must be, or we must buy this book next time, mustn't we? Why, it's say I'm quite cross out the author for leaving on such a cliffhanger, though. Not cross enough to stop reading, though. Oh, I'm sorry, I still can't understand when he's been teaching me a bit, though. I'm sure you want to continue reading, but continue reading. I'd like to read more than to dash out the next book right now, but I'm afraid that, well, I'm afraid we fallible humans need some sleep. I especially need to. You'd like to try reading again? Well, alright, you can borrow the book, but please be careful with it. If you become frustrated again, try not to bite this one. She bites books. The year-round Tia shifts and the pair of glasses more forms on our brow. Ornamental of course, and non-functional, but crafted in imitation of jasmines. Dragon see, dragon do. Careful, Grisha's not back yet. If he sees you transform before we've managed to tell him about you, you could get give him quite a shock. It doesn't hurt to be careful if it costs nothing. Although I suppose it could cost you something if expressing yourself through her illusions is as part of it as reading is for me. Then perhaps asking her to. Hold up. You look like you're shouldering the world again. Heavy thoughts? Lighter than others. Today was a good day. Since I didn't have to pop my head into the infirmary every 5 minutes, I took a walk extra. I took extra time to take the little prince out for a walk. I trust you weren't rolling egg. You weren't egg rolling. What kind of parent do you think I am? No, I strapped him in the back of the cyclosaur and slapped it on the butt. Little prince should be 3 regions away by now. So if you open the door to our bedroom, I'm going to see it sit. So if you open the bedroom door, I'm not going to see it sitting like that in a bowl of warm water you put on the dresser? Absolutely not. Well, I was just about to turn in for the night, so un momento por favor. I need to throw out my pajamas and do nothing else naturally. Right, you were saying something? Oh, did you want to check on the little prince? No, I trust you. Well, now you're just making me feel bad. Change the topic. Finish that book we were reading. Oh yes, right before you came back, actually. Cool, I bought you the sequel. You did? Yeah, a couple weeks ago. When you picked up Metal Maidens. Metal magic, but thank you. What's the occasion? What's the occasion? Nothing in particular. I just wanted to get you something nice and know that you've been really into that book recently. You know, with you're reading it out loud to Venetia and all that, I started to get a tiny bit invested as well. If you want, you can borrow it after tea. If you want, you can borrow it after tea is done. Assuming she doesn't bite through the book. She's very apologetic. Just hard for her to read, you know. Jazz, I've met people with dyslexia. I've met people whose eyes hurt from looking at screens. But I've never met someone who's so frustrated they were moved to tears by it. Look, be straight with me. Are you and the other girls really hiding something from me? Is something I'm too male to be privy to? Because frankly, I think I'm very close to thinking I'm straddling the line here. Hiding? Well, if we were hiding something, it would be up to Tia to tell you, right? So you're kind of surprised you're not in danger, are you? No, definitely not. I'm gonna chalk this up to be, I'm gonna chalk this up to just being her. I'm gonna chalk this up to her being illiterate then. That's a possibility. Mute, illiterate, and stunted. If Whitney and Flattery didn't exist in this dorm, I think 721 was some kind of dumping ground for genetic failures. We chose the dorm together. We even had a special accommodations for you to dorm with me. With the dorm, we're allowed to be co-ed. Sure, I'm pretty sure that was our idea, but all sorts of ideas have been popping into my head recently. I'm pretty sure I didn't think it up. Are you actually talking about the Little Prince? I don't even start new book series. I'm scared of committing to something I might not be able to finish. I decided to look after the egg of a real Pokemon. I didn't think of that. I don't remember who exactly came up with the idea, but I blame Edwin for this. Yes, I... oh, excuse me. I know you do. You muttered his name to yourself quite a bit recently. Have I? That's embarrassing. I thought my scarf would be muffled that. Well, you've been wearing your scarf a lot less too. Grisette chase over the unconscious Dayline that unconsciously crawls up his chest, terminating a centimeter above his upper lip. Jasmine's eyebrow raises, asking him a silent question. Not yet. I'm still not up. I'm still getting people coming up to me early days asking me about my student council election. Hey, are you the one that fell off the stage? If I'd be infamous for 2 falls. Just my luck, I survived 2, I guess. My world, my world is a better place than you have. Better part of your world is probably the only reason I did. Nonsense, I did nothing to do with your recovery from the first fall. That was your strong spirit. Your back was the first thing I saw when I woke up from the surgery. I'd say you get a fair amount of credit. I'm pretty sure I never thanked you for being a nosy busybody and keeping the paparazzi away from me while I recovered, by the way. Oh, they were so awful, all of them. Just trying to say anything to get anything, say something damning about the race organizers or your competition. I didn't intend to stay there so long, but every time I tried to leave, they'd start to swarm in, and I had to physically plant myself in the door to stop them. After all, no one was willing to shove aside a sick girl, whom perhaps they should have. Yes, and in classic Jasmine fashion, you exerted yourself protecting someone else, ended up collapsing, so then I was on the hook and watching you forever. Kept me in my own mind, though, at least a bit. That was years ago, a lot of time. Everything since it's been a miracle. Even better, some that have been enjoyable. Sometimes even the same time you were there. Oh, you buffoon. Language jazz, little years are here. Speaking of which, you should probably make sure Vinny's not making a meal out of your medals. The sequel is in my bag. I'll give it to you. Help me hook myself up on the machine, though. I'll see you in a moment, then. I hope you do. Well, it takes a second for me to drop dead. Of course, Anne would say. I did it again. As Grusha argues with his head, Tia tries to conceal the gracious beak. This viciously beak-shaped marker now adorning Desmond's copy of Magic Metal. You understand, Tia, Grusha, and Jasmine go up. Oh, let's go. Did they only get the week? Please don't tell me they only got the week. Please tell me there's more. I'm hooked, please. Good morning, class. Today I'd like to elaborate somewhat on the interaction of moves and abilities. There are some abilities that biology necessary for the Pokemon in question. Especially these abilities can be considered a mandatory part of Pokemon as a opponent's merely in addition feature. I guess the blank looks. Let me see if I can simplify this as like a static or fairly common one is a ability that multiple species can hold. It is not particularly complicated. If Pokemon stack is hit with a contact move, then the chance of the foe becoming paralyzed immune notwithstanding. You can easily imagine how turn off with simply the foe. Make contact with the Pokemon without static. There's no chance of paralysis. Barring synchronization effect spores and anything with nature, but let's know those conditions for now. However, there are some abilities that are such an inherent part of the Pokemon that simply cannot be affected or ignored, though. The effects of moves like Gastro Acid or abilities like Mold Breaker. These abilities are often referred to as unignorable abilities. Many of them are tied to ability to change forms. Zero to Hero, the signature ability of Palafin, and it shields down. The signature ability of Minor are examples of such you've probably heard. Aegis Slash, Donzo, and SEQ are also amongst the number. I'm sure you can find a fully comprehensive list of the library. There's such overlap between these abilities, and they cannot be copied onto the Pokemon, and abilities that cannot be replaced. In truth, there's not much one can do except memorize these lists, though. As stated previously, a good rule of thumb is that if its signature ability or form changing ability is likely one cannot be affected by it. In scenarios where taking away an opponent's tool is necessarily an option, simply hit them with your own. You may find that Hyper Beam is extremely effective ability suppressing moves. Professor Oak waxes philosophically on whether power or versatility is a more effective method of winning the battle. Nice. Everyone moves at their own pace. General studies. Mom Melody got a terrible shock this morning. I was referring to my Sweet Gories fan site in case anyone posts new photos. Can you imagine what I saw? My two oldest, Gordy and Wendy, getting brunch without their dearest mother. I know they both left the nest, but isn't it just awful, really rude? We could have a big family reunion, and Wendy even brought her new boyfriend, which she has never let me meet. How could my teensy strawberry princess betray me like this? Also, I'm sorry if my voice is just fucking throwing. All I want to do is hire caterers for the wedding, suggest some names for the grandbabies, and make sure their papa doesn't have a nasty inheritable disease. Is that too much to ask? At least her child is counting the days until college. At the gym, 10 minutes. What? Who's that? Silence. I'm Professor Rowan. I don't expect you to waste my time on anyone else by calling me a full name nonsense. To you, I am Rowan. There's no man worth his title. There's three things that should be before concentration of battle. I don't seek adequacy of my work as an instructor. I seek eloquent excellence. I will grant specific attention to those I believe have the qualities necessary to succeed. Others I will, as my contractor requires. There are many who come to Copeland and believe they're merely associates with the name that will grant them the success that are required. Do that I say pish posh, a name worth nothing of reputation, nothing people ought to evaluate based on merits to display their front to you. To any fools who they believe they're skate by under the radar, this dual act of graduation, I warn you now that I can make this class very impactful without winning whatsoever. Money and reputation associated are worth nothing in my eyes, nor in the eyes of a man of character like Champion Cynthia.
What did you say, Champion Cynthia? He sure did. He brings up her a lot in the homeroom. You was her homeroom teacher when she attended Kobacon. You're his homeroom teacher? What's that like? It's a war zone, because it's against each other, practically everything. Much of kids have dropped out already, actually. That's not good. The thing is, though, he's a really good teacher. If you pay the price.
Right, that's quite enough going on about myself. As I understand it, you're in the middle of a battle unit. That is correct. So there's a world belief there's no point of blabbering on how battles used to be. That was evolved from Pokemon trainers that evolve alongside their partners. It actually, battles are getting more common. If Champion Cynthia didn't understand how glaring Gigantamaxing worked to disadvantage the boy Leon boy.
I honestly am kind of glazing through this. I kind of don't care.
That'll be your first lesson. There's no excuse for not knowing something. You have on your phones, you have brains, you have eyes. Between those three traits, you should gather any information that may benefit you. Now your second lesson.
That was his first lesson in single science.
Made a few words.
He expects you to understand it.
Memorize the lesson. He says it.
When he says it, he's always like this in homeroom. And the shouting, he can't hear when he talks.
I see. I'm not sure if I could fully embrace this teaching philosophy.
Not for everyone, true, but I got no problem with it though. Not a big fan of when he dismisses Dion though. Luke seems to think Cynthia would roll over him. Nah, for my money, it'd be the other way around.
There's a lesson is battlefield conduct. You. Do you know what it means to have battlefield conduct? A thoughtful answer, but only partially correct. Dignity students' battlefield conduct is how one expresses their dignity. If one needs to shout their Pokemon, this is ridiculous, dodge it, or go full power, nonsense. You're sacrificing something greater than the battle. You're sacrificing your dignity. The perfect trainer could communicate with their Pokemon without even saying a word. Not only does that save you from the embarrassment of looking like a fool, it's also technically sound. Your opponent can hardly react to your moves if you can't screaming at them. At the top of your lungs across the battlefield, can they? I had the misfortune of missing last quarter clashes around, but I was told that there was one trainer who lost because they simply cannot communicate with their Pokemon without yelling her commands.
Aw, don't. That's my girl, bro. Don't fucking diss her.
If you look at the performances of various champions, you'll find most of them are silent in their battles, except that boy Leon. By the way, due to Galarian League's exception of showmanship, is not a personal failing. Now to summarize your second lesson, if you cannot already communicate with your Pokemon without letting your Pokemon know what you're doing, you must learn to do so.
Hiccups again, hold on. Sorry about that.
Telepathy, for those who there are many different options of ways you can do this. Code words, hand signs, telepathy. There is for those who have an option even in music. Do not make an excuse. Such things are too difficult to learn. Even at my age, I have begun to pick up such dialect. I think it would be better than a child shouting, deplorable, undignified.
Non-vocal battles are really advanced skill, though.
I guess you expect us expect us all to be Cynthia. There's one more thing to be a traitor to sacrifice their dignity. Forfeiting a match in an effort, very core of being a Pokemon trainer. You identify your Pokemon to yourself at your battle, and your very Pokemon would ruin the way to be a battle. I hope I never say anything to attempt such a thing. If I do, rest assured that that'd be a mistake. As long as both trainers have Pokemon left standing, both matches has not ended. There's not a single excuse to forfeit a battle before both trainers have given if it were up to me, forfeiting a Pokemon match would come with a heavy prison sentence. Non-trainers with the Pokemon may be unfairly punished by that rule. We cannot expect them to understand the great dignity that it means to become a Pokemon trainer. However, I can do expect it to, without each of you, dignity is a key word, and it's how it ought to be. What are you lying about? I've given the blasted lecture. Start battling.
Rowan, I need to start. I need to sign partners first.
Are they so incapable they cannot find their own partners?
Hi.
Hi, Rowan's pretty intense, huh?
Seriously intense. I feel kind of dizzy, just to be honest, hearing him.
Probably pretty different from Professor Alex, but you taught Cynthia, so it must be worth something.
I guess.
Guess we should battle now?
No running away.
Alright. I gotta focus that fucking... She kind of focused in my call there too. Slow freeze. Damn. Oh, boom. What the fuck? That was crazy. Just breaking through everything right now. Holy shit. What is with that? I just need to heal. Oh fuck. Alright, good.
Nice, I won. Hopefully Professor Owen was watching.
He was.
Oh, what are your thoughts?
You're the much girliest from Sapphire?
That's embarrassing. No, Sapphire is my middle name. I'm May.
You aren't committing to your choices in every move you make. Leave yourself an out. That could be useful in a battle occasionally, but if you don't capitalize on it, oh well.
Oh, well, I'm more of a coordinator anyway.
Are you? Harumph.
Aw.
As soon as show from the gym class into the cafeteria, you notice many of them seem exhausted after gym class.
Battling always takes a lot of my own, even me. But it's different when Professor Owen somehow. That's just the way he is. He pushes students harder and harder, even harder.
Alright.
Let's go hang around with medical table. Medical table, hello. I really hope you're all ready to learn some math today. We'll be studying the move power trip. This one ought to be exciting. Your stat boost types. Power trip allows you to it lets deny arbitrary values of 20. However, it gets extra 20 for every raised stat your Pokemon has. So let's say you Sword Dance, it gives a boost to your attack. Now your power base damage is 60. And number with Sword Dance doubles, in which you've multiplied the strength by 6. Or say your Baton passes 3 speed boosts and Sword Dance from Ninjask. 5 side boost means the power boosted 120 doubled once again, Sword Dance. In theory, you can maximum strength is 180 multiplied by 4. That if you somehow max every single stat, that's probably overkill, don't you think? Karen recommends combining Power Trip with Crocodile's ability Moxie. Okay, pretty cool. I see everyone's still talking quite excitedly about the upcoming contest. Perhaps I can give a quick lecture on contest strategies then before we get into the Thursday's quiz. I'm sure you noticed, but every Pokemon performs better in certain categories of contests based on what the audience wants to see. Just the moves may have greater or lesser effect when used to enhance the side effect of coordinated routine based on what it is want to see. These categories are the same, I believe. The common criteria are toughness, coolness, and cuteness. It takes me to no end with the beauty of this is my world that does not end in ness. But I suppose that's a frustration I'll just have to deal with. Actually, that's my first point. Why did they do that? Now do you know? Actually, I know much about contests and their history, just how to win them. In any case, these coordinated categories could be considered contest types. Now imagine many of them would pass interest in the contest. Have you noticed the energy evaluation that judges give to Pokemon during contests? Right, it's a way to tell how fun it looks the Pokemon are having a tongue-tied. How much fun the Pokemon are having it, and how much effort you're putting in. Which is very positive sentiment being rewarded for fun. Pokemon that show their traits generally make strong appeals for this energy can be expended for all out appeal to grab attention and grand finale Most people wait until around 5 or 10 to do so, since you got extra points in this round.
Sensible and strategic. There's a concern though. Remember that Pokemon coordinator's pair rhythm can be thrown off. Perhaps they could be shocked by the surprise move, however, used by a fellow performer. In that case, they can instantly lose all their energy, leaving something about on stage until they recover their footing. Considering resources until the most effective moment to use it is definitely a sensible option. But be careful not to hoard them too much. A basket overflowing with eggs is of no use to anyone. No, I think we should go back to a regular lecture unless there's any more questions. Yes, Melody?
Some people probably you don't know how to how to get energy in the first place. Seem kind of important.
Well, yes, I suppose so. If Pokemon uses the first of its own type, it expresses itself fully, embracing the purest and strongest energy within. From what I have seen in the research I performed last night, I usually cause that it is the bump up its Pokemon energizing rating. These would be the same moves that in battle provide stab, same type attack bonuses, and 50% power boosts Pokemon get in moves under their own type. Yes, in the contests and battles alike, both training and Pokemon thrive when they're them true selves. All the example of metaphor to your free time. Now really we must get back to the lesson. You students keep distracting me like this. I'm trying to get better.
Seems like Professor Oak actually having fun learning about something he didn't know about before.
Besides the forever walls and Franchi, the mystery and the monstrosity in the forest, and both special form and...
Alright. Oh, they updated Sabrina, let's go. Cool, beautiful, cute, clever, cool, tough, cool, opposes clever, and beautiful, opposes clever, and oh my god, she's going through everything, oh my god. Okay, cool, beautiful. Hey, yo. Oh, hello. Can you remind them of the Millennium Drop tryouts? No, definitely not. I just want to be able to follow along. I'm planning to watch other coordinators. I don't know, I just watch. Alright, but hey, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think, just make sure you do something you'll know. Just make sure you won't regret it. Blah, 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 blah. Or don't not do something you'll regret. I guess Cobacon has a lot of those opportunities, once in a lifetime kind of things, Yeah, I know. Will you be participating in the tryouts? Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Still got one more day to decide. True. One more day to decide. Are you going to bed now? That's between me and whatever emergency pops up on my phone as I lie down. Don't push yourself too hard. Same to you. Good night. Good night. Still one more day. Who should I text? I'll text Dawn again. Alright, and with that, I think I'm going to end it there. Save. Alright, that was a good 2-hour stream. I appreciate everyone that came in before, during, and or after stream. I know it wasn't any longer, but I feel like a good 2 hours is, and I'm kind of glazing, or my eyes are kind of just like glazing over, because I'm not gonna lie, I just don't care for
Professor Rowan as a character. I'm not really sure what it is, but I just have no interest in him whatsoever. So that kind of like makes me kind of phase out of the gym sections a little bit more. But overall, I appreciate any of you coming in. As I said before, please leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. Always appreciate it. If you think anyone that might enjoy the content, feel free to share it with them. Feel free to also look at many of my old content if you haven't already. It would mean a lot. And I shall see you tomorrow. Alright, later. Damn hiccups.
With all the shit that I don't say, it's deeper than 6 feet, I'm barely alive. My apartment is a coffin that I'm carried inside, and I'm coughing cause I'm often off of various highs. Got me wondering, does anybody care if he dies? Yeah, it's getting hard for me to keep my head straight. Had a heavy heart, now I'm carrying dead weight. Digging my own grave, I did it my own way. I'm buried alive with all the shit that I don't say. It's deeper than 6 feet, I'm barely alive. My apartment is a coffin that I'm carried inside, and I'm coughing cause I'm often off of various highs. Got me wondering, does anybody care if he dies? Yeah, it's getting hard for me to keep my head straight. Had a heavy heart, now I'm carrying dead weight. Digging my own grave, I did it my own way. I'm buried alive with all the shit that I don't say. It's deeper than 6 feet, I'm barely alive. My apartment is a coffin that I'm carried inside,